Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, August 21st, at 8:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 662 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Police identify suspect after Glendale alleged attack. Camping couple shot to death after encountering weirdo. In-N-Out Burger in North Fresno evacuated after man walks in with gun. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace says biggest scandal in the country centers on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Pilot preparing for air show dies in crash at Pennsylvania airport, officials say. Miami Police Union posts picture of chief using same gesture that got cop suspended. CDC warns older adults, travelers in COVID high-risk groups not to take cruises, even if they're vaccinated. Henri forecast to be first hurricane to strike New England in 30 years. Marjorie Taylor Greene introduces more articles of impeachment against Biden. Department of Justice asks Supreme Court for last-minute stay over Trump's Remain in Mexico program. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Grace makes landfall as a Category 3 hurricane in Mexico, CNN. Police clash with protesters as Australia reports record COVID cases, CNBC. Indoor mask mandate set to return as FDA nears approval for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, Como News. John Wayne Airport in California briefly evacuated over security incident, suspect in custody, report, Fox News. Pompeo, Biden has refused to show leadership during Afghanistan debacle, Fox News. Haitian quake victims rush aid sites and take food and supplies, NPR. Chiefs at Cardinals score, Kansas City shuts down Kyler Murray, holds off Arizona comeback, CBSSports.com. NFL preseason Week 2 game recap, Washington football team 17, Cincinnati Bengals 13. NFL news, rankings and statistics, Pro Football Focus. Supreme Court pauses reinstatement of Remain in Mexico border policy, CBS News. California judge rules gig worker initiative utilized by Uber and Lyft is unconstitutional, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Mississippi poison call sore as vaccine skeptics turn to livestock drug for COVID-19. Maskless kids at school is like a deadly chickenpox party, Kentucky governor warns. Alex Jones InfoWars partner reveals his Capitol riot arrest warrant on air. AP calls on Florida Governor DeSantis to end reporter harassment. InfoWars host Owen Schroyer charged in January 6 Capitol riot. I feel used. OnlyFans made millions off sex workers' labor, then hung them out to dry. Dictionary.com offers perfect example of Jeopardy definition after Mike Richards' exit. Man who claimed to have bomb near U.S. Capitol held in jail. Orlando residents urged to use less water to divert resources to COVID treatments. Texas Lieutenant Governor falsely blames black people for state's low vaccination rates. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Police use drone to search for missing mother. Refugee services looking for volunteers. Nurse loses baby due to COVID complications. Iowans protest vaccine mandate at hospital. Father dies saving child from drowning. Exhibit returns to state fair with ceremony. Christmas tree farm site severe shortage. Veteran paraplegic skydiver survives accident. Nurse diagnosed with cancer raises money. Facing bus driver shortage, schools bring out-of-state candidates. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Hurricane warnings issued for New York and Connecticut. Biden says Afghanistan evacuations aren't open-ended. The Congressional Black Caucus, powerful, diverse and newly complicated. Vietnam War victims seek answers on massacre from South Korea. America's Afghan War, a defeat foretold. Nursing is in crisis, staff shortages put patients at risk. He guarded Haiti's slain president, and he's the target of a drug inquiry. Athens is only getting hotter, its new chief heat officer hopes to cool it down. Why your next trip might be more expensive than your last. For volunteer umpires, Little League World Series in the pinnacle. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Maine human remains ID'd as those of daughter of deceased homeowner. Dear Roy Murdoch, brace for an epic fail, Biden's twin messes, in Afghanistan, and at the border, could merge. Victor Davis Hanson, if Biden were a Republican, Dems in Congress would have impeached him, they should. Florida school board defies DeSantis, sets 90-day mask policy after heated meeting. Miss America 2013 Mallory Hagen recalls being ridiculed publicly, there is no shame in loving yourself. John Meehan's first wife recalls how Dirty John terrorized her in new podcast, I Was Scared for My Life. Prince William, Prince Harry still have a pretty difficult relationship despite reunion, royal expert claims. Supreme Court temporarily blocks Trump-era Remain in Mexico reinstatement. Ramstein Air Base in Germany prepares to house Afghanistan evacuees. Newt Gingrich, after Afghanistan debacle, Biden can't possibly protect Taiwan. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, August 21st. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Paula Abdul takes over CBS tonight starting at 8 p.m. Excited for everyone to fill a place in their heart after watching these shows. It was terrifying, moving and inspiring. Director Lucy Walker on CBS and documentary Bring Your Own Brigade. It's a big privilege and I loved it. Jordan Hull on Showtime's The L Word, Generation Q. At every level we are seeing exponential growth. Taylor Cummings on athletes in limited lacrosse. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Our boys' last stand in Kabul, British paratroopers desperately hold the line in Afghanistan. New Zealand considers splitting in two as the country records 21 cases. Cops brace for hundreds of die-hard anti-lockdown protesters to flood Melbourne CBD. Puzzle challenges you to spot the trainers hidden on a beach. Train spotting star Johnny Lee Miller, 48, seen playing John Major for Netflix's The Crown. Biden will leave for Delaware tomorrow amid Afghan mess, only spent 4 of 15 days of crisis in D.C. Electric trouser press inventor Peter Corby dies age 97. Intensive care unit doctor reveals 90% of COVID patients in his ward are vaccine refuseniks. UK embassy guards will be rescued, government U-turns. What is going on here? Tucker Carlson demands to know why top Dems have turned on Joe Biden. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Hive updates, Taliban go, founder meeting fighters, religious scholars as group plots new government. China's Mars rover soldiers on after completing program. In Kabul, a fearful wait for U.S. to deliver on evacuation vow. Category 3 Hurricane Grace crosses over Mexico's Gulf Coast. The treacherous journey into Kabul airport to escape Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Afghanistan's crisis underscores the U.S.'s shifting place in the world. Hurricane Grace strengthens heading for second hit on Mexico. Haitian quake victims rush aid sites, take food and supplies. Taliban hunting for collaborators in major cities, threat assessment prepared for United Nations warns. Live updates, we will get you home, Biden promises Americans, amid effort to speed Afghanistan evacuations. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. No IC logger, no sundowners, could you handle a sober holiday? Paula Hawkins, I wasn't interested in writing the same book again. I don't believe anyone is safe, drought rules spark accusations of racism in California outpost. Coronavirus live, UK expert calls for strategic booster jabs, anti-lockdown clashes in Australia. Candyman's Yahya Abdul Mateen I, black people are so much more than our trauma. This entire Midwestern town moved uphill to escape flooding, can others do the same? From Turkish lamb to corn dogs, Yadamata Lanki's recipes for holiday food. Garrett Bale, what makes me unhappy? Nothing, life is what you make it. Just got a puppy, here's what a terrier called Arthur taught me about love. Hadley Freeman. Can smart thinking books really give you the edge? The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. 5 good reasons for the FDA to give full approval to COVID-19 vaccines, analysis. Tropical storm Henri could be first hurricane to make New England landfall since 1991. Hurricane Grace strengthens heading for second hit on Mexico. Senators question Department of Justice funding for AI-powered policing tech. AP urges DeSantis to end bullying aimed at reporter. The latest, SF requires full vaccination for indoor activity. T-Mobile says cyber attack impacted more customers than initially thought. Killer whale dies suddenly at SeaWorld San Diego. American thwarted on trip to Kabul airport said he may wait for commercial flight. Watch, Flower Bros steal the show with hilarious wedding entrance. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Greaser fence at Turkey border amid warnings of Afghan migrant surge. R. Kelly aide says he paid bribes for singer to marry Aaliyah. Biden warns lives could be lost in Kabul airlift. Afghan crisis, Russia plans for new era with Taliban rule. Turmoil in Afghanistan hits close to home in America too. Computer space and beyond, 50 years of gaming. Africa's jihadists, what Taliban takeover of Afghanistan means. Week in Pictures, August 14th to 20th, 2021. I play carom with my feet. How Afghanistan's media is changing under Taliban rule. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Puerto Rico has some of the best COVID-19 vaccination rates in the U.S. Here's how the island did it. Hurricane warnings issued as Henri takes aim on Long Island, New England. 4 dead, 5 still missing in North Carolina after Fred. Today in history for August 21st. Task force created to ID Americans in Afghanistan. More schools are requiring masks as Delta variant sickens children. AstraZeneca says antibody drug reduces symptoms. Latest COVID-19 updates. Thousands crowd Kabul's airport in hopes of escape. San Francisco businesses check for vaccination. U.S. evacuation flights in Kabul resume after pause. Biden vows to bring Americans in Afghanistan home. New England braces for first hurricane in 30 years. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. X. Angels employee charged in Tyler Skaggs' death supplied other MLB players with drugs, feds say. Orange County Sheriff's deputies apprehend suspect in airport closure, evacuation. Larry Elder draws fire for N-word comedy clip. Compton residents call on city councilman accused of election fraud and bribery to resign. Prop 22 is ruled unconstitutional, a blow to California gig economy law. Column, he's kept radio vigil for Vicente Fernandez for 2 decades. Fringe California gubernatorial candidate under fire for helping assailant flee LA protest. San Francisco moves to suspend employees for not disclosing vaccination status. Calder fire evacuees find solace on church grounds. California's job market was surging before the Delta variant took hold. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, August 21st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Taliban mocks America in a propaganda video that shows its fighters dressed up in U.S. Army uniforms and gear. Sweden's anti-lockdown strategy didn't work, led to higher death rate. U.S. now advising American citizens not to travel to Kabul airport because of potential security threats. Australian police clash with anti-lockdown protesters, 218 arrested. Afghanistan, Taliban bans co-education in Herat province, describing it as the root of all evils in society. Women at Kabul airport crushed in horrendous scenes. An anti-Taliban front is already forming. Can it last? Foreign policy. Taliban stops group of 72 Afghan Hindus and Sikhs from boarding Indian Air Force plane. Black Sea oil spill much bigger than first thought. First cross-river railway bridge between China and Russia completed. NASA halts SpaceX work on lunar lander after Blue Origin suit. Taliban allows overseas Filipino worker to pick up stranded Filipinos. 150 people, mostly Indians, captured by Taliban near Kabul airport, reports. Toronto hospital network says they will fire unvaccinated employees. Victory after Marines' tireless battle to rescue translator from Kabul. The next headlines are from Forbes. Kristen Nuss is showing her height is no barrier to AVP stardom. Box office, Paw Patrol nabs $4.50 and Friday as reminiscence bombs. The moral core of Hwang Ui-chaeong's award-winning film Voice of Silence. Eminem, The Weeknd, Department of Justice Cat and Nas, 5 songs making moves on the Hot 100. Manny Pacquiao vs. Yordenis Ugas, odds, records, prediction. With its captured American weaponry, the Taliban is better armed than ever. COVID-19 just erased 8 years of Japanese efforts to beat China. What the depressed transfer market means for Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappé. LeBron James' net worth revealed, and, spoiler, he's not a billionaire. New England Patriots have recipe for NFL's best running game. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Between worlds. The mutation that helps Delta spread like wildfire. Home seismometers provide crucial data on Haiti's quake. Gender gap in U.S. patents leads to few inventions that help women. Gene errors, electric cars, the week in infographics. Are 20 seconds of hand washing really necessary? Physics says yes. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,726,297,517 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Box office, Free Guy poised to take top spot for second week. Disney seeks to force Scarlett Johansson suit to arbitration. WWE's Nick Khan on Roman Reigns vs. John Cena at SummerSlam, your villain is only as good as your hero. Fathom director on having important conversations about women in STEM and showing how well communication is stranger than science fiction. Michael Caine honored at opening a fully live Karlovy Vary Film Festival. David Ondřesek on the long road to Olympic champion biopic Zatopek. Last Man Standing, Suge Knight and the Murders of Biggie and Tupac review, Nick Broomfield's documentary gets closer to real answers. Tom T. Hall, Country Hall of Famer known for I Love and Harper Valley PTA, dies at 85. Isabel Hubbard says she would like to play a Disney villain. WME Sports hires Texas Rangers Joe Janishevsky to run property representation. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Henri strengthens to a hurricane as it bears down on the Northeast. Liz Schuler becomes the first woman to lead the AFL-CIO. Florida gives schools 48 hours to do away with their mask mandates, or lose funding. Opinion, numb from Afghanistan's losses. Finding workers is harder than ever, the economic impact could be significant. First black trans woman on presidential HIV/AIDS panel seeks to focus on equality. Many years fail people who struggle with addiction, these new approaches might help. How valuable are the U.S. weapons the Taliban just captured? Haitian quake victims rush aid sites and take food and supplies. Florida mayor says save water because of the COVID-19 surge. The following headlines are from The Week. U.S. allies likely experiencing whiplash amid chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal, foreign policy analyst says. U.S. Embassy warns Americans against traveling to Kabul airport for now. 6 homes for golf enthusiasts. American media cannot quit the forever war. She seeks submission from business giants. Biden says he's heard of no circumstance in which an American is unable to access Kabul airport. ABC's panel begs to defer. The week's best photojournalism. Biden, the sheer desperation in Afghanistan is completely understandable. Biden vows U.S. will evacuate Afghans who assisted in war effort, tells Americans we will get you home. Nobody should go bankrupt for COVID-19 treatment, even anti-vaxxers. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. A new book about a little-known West Texas power plant is important but dense. The next headlines are from Universe Today. James Webb's upper stage is off to the launch site. Astronomy Jargon 101, our process. Japan's mission to Phobos will also bring a sample home by 2029. Musk confirms how Mechzilla will catch and assemble Starship and Super Heavy for rapid reuse. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, August 21st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Mercury from Southern Hemisphere, now through September. A-74 iceberg near collision with Brunt ice shelf. A spiral arm break in the Milky Way. Heads up, close asteroid pass August 21st. The next news is from Politico. NATO ministers float Kabul extension for Afghanistan evacuations. Adult content creators in the lurch as OnlyFans bans porn. Just watching with horror, a photographer in Afghanistan on the eve of collapse. EU to boost Afghan humanitarian aid, press G7 on refugee resettlement. Henri strengthens to hurricane as it bears down on Northeast. Minnesota GOP in ruins after shocking scandal. Opinion why a debt relief program for farmers matters for racial equity in America. Opinion more money and fewer readers, the paradox of subscriber journalism. Sarasota becomes first Trump county to defy DeSantis on school masks. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. David Teague expects decision on Monday, says Blues primed for bounce back. Working mothers on the brink as pandemic burdens collide. RNA is the future, so, what can you do with it? Chaos was inevitable, photojournalist Paula Braunstein fled Kabul but vows to return. Virtual choirs and online girl guides, extracurricular activities in lockdown. Lockdown neighbors complain about kids using chalk on driveway. 2 ocean pools in different LGAs, only one of them is open during lockdown. Lockdown has been great for us, the comedians laughing through lockdown. A marathon and a sprint, what the next 90 days look like in NSW. Your weekly horoscope for August 22nd to 29th. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Over 100 million U.S. households paid no federal income tax last year. I'm 57 and my new husband is 80. I'm not on the deed of his house. Instead, he gave me a credit card with a $1,000 spending limit. The moneyest, I bought a house with my boyfriend. I spent $30K on renovations. Now he wants to split the sale 50/50 because he lost the receipts. City Watch, it's worth a New York try, maybe music can lift the spirits of a COVID-fatigued city. MarketWatch first take, ignore Elon Musk's dancing distraction and face the dangers ahead for Tesla. Market snapshot, investors await taper clues as Fed moves Jackson Hole online due to Delta variant. Nearly 6 in 10 Gen Z investors, and 9% of baby boomers, admit to trading while drunk. Americans are creating their own vaccine mandates by cutting ties with the unvaccinated. Judge shoots down law that kept Uber and Lyft drivers from being employees. Retire better, more Americans have $1 million saved for retirement than ever before. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. One man's quest to get an AI machine a patent gathers momentum, Bloomberg. Annovation's Patent Shelter is the first AI platform to bring inventors and investors together for IPR protection and successful monetization, Yahoo India News. QU's environment encourages invention and innovation, the Peninsula Coder. What to expect if juries start tackling patent eligibility, Law 360. PTAB access to computer cooling patents, upholds part of 3rd, Law 360. Sustainability, patents and investment trends, Lexology. What is fair use, make use of? Down but not out, why a sign or estoppel remains important in the life and physical sciences following Minerva the Recorder, law.com. Bank of America nets record 227 patents in first half of 2021, banking dive. 5 best patent attorneys in Las Vegas, NV best patent attorneys in Las Vegas, NV, Kev's best. The next headlines are from Quartz. Experts are terrible at predicting the falling cost of clean energy. Why is OnlyFans letting payment companies lure it away from porn? Booster shots will decrease breakthrough infections for the immunocompromised. Weekend brief, funding the Taliban's Afghanistan. Roche's Actemra shortage is another argument to suspend patents on COVID-19 drugs. Zai's crackdown on wealth inequality has luxury investors scared. Psychologists say a good life doesn't have to be happy, or even meaningful. How to build company culture remotely. Biden's no jab no job order creates quandary for nursing homes. South Africa's most popular languages are coming to Duolingo. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Edvard Eriksson estate goes after another Danish city for having a mermaid statue. Sensitive data on Afghan allies collected by the U.S. military is now in the hands of the Taliban. FTC tries again with an antitrust case against Facebook. Chinese government censors back on their karaoke song ban list BS. Daily Deal, the 2021 all-in-one computer science bundle. Only Prudes, Only Fans, the platform for sexually explicit content, says no more sexually explicit content, except for nudes. Google has been paying wireless carriers billions to not develop competing app stores. Why the EU needs to get audits for tech companies right. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kendall Jenner. Washington football team. Genshin Impact. Tom T. Hall. The Chair, Netflix. Larry Fitzgerald. Chiefs. Jason Momoa. CM Punk. Melissa Joan Hart. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Teaching in the middle of a pandemic is hard. Jamaican teachers' conference on Zoom turns into 18+ live sex broadcast. Over 200 arrested, at least 7 police injured amid chaotic COVID-19 protests in Australia, videos. OnlyFans bans sex, masturbation and offensive exhibition of genitals under new rules. Arts Council of Wales finds itself racist for asking employees to speak Welsh. Time to return what's mine. Petr Yan vows no games with my prey as he confirms UFC 267 title rematch with Sterling. Russia unveils plans to create offshore-like zone in the Kuril Islands. General Motors to spend $1 billion to fix Chevrolet Bolt cars it recalled over fire risk. Taliban fighters killed and captured after Afghan militia seized 3 districts just north of Kabul, reports. Ex-Manchester United and Brazil star Anderson facing multiple charges for alleged role in cryptocurrency racket. China wants to emulate Taliban, Taiwan claims, vowing to defend itself from Beijing. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Aussie cops pledge to unleash full force as large anti-lockdown protests turn violent. U.S. warns American citizens to avoid Kabul airport 1 day after Biden reassures that all is well. What is the culprits for recent equity weakness? Northeast issues warnings as Hurricane Henri approaches, nuke plants in path. Media turns on Biden, why do you continue to trust the Taliban, Mr. President? Iran's huge Caspian gas find is a geopolitical game changer. Germany's largest amusement park segregates vaxxed from unvaxxed with colored wristbands. Bretton Woods and the spoliation of Europe. Mapping the overseas military bases of UN Security Council members. Afghan aftermath, Europe braces for another US-induced migration crisis. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Hurricane Grace hits eastern Mexico causing power outages. Taliban co-founder Mullah Baradar in Kabul for government talks. Australia, scores arrested at anti-coronavirus lockdown protests. Why Kabul is not Saigon. Absolutely overwhelmed, Haiti hospitals struggle after quake. The Taliban economy, can Afghanistan avert a financial collapse? Megaship that blocked Suez crosses canal again. WWE pushing diversity at Las Vegas mega event SummerSlam. Children killed in Syria's Idlib amid displacement crisis. Pacquiao eyes Philippine presidency as he fights for boxing crown. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive Sean Spicer, Afghanistan disaster wrecks narrative of Joe Biden as foreign policy expert. Swedish Prime Minister claims he will not repeat 2015 migrant crisis. GOP Rep Palmer, Biden administration the most inept, incompetent national security team we've ever seen in the White House. FNC's Carlson, senile Biden not capable of running the county, senior appointees are contradicting him in public. European leaders panic over prospect of 2015-style Afghan migrant crisis. Pentagon contradicts Joe Biden on Al-Qaeda presence in Afghanistan, Americans getting through to airport. Afghan who fled Denmark after murder now begging Danes to save him from Taliban. Pics, thousands of Australians protest a draconian lockdown, hundreds arrested. No mask, no vote, Canadian officials threaten to turn away unmasked voters. London terror attack could have been stopped had convicted terrorist Sudesh Shemon been recalled to prison. The next headlines are from UPI News. Last lottery ticket in the roll earns Maryland man $100,000. Watch, baby shark born in aquarium tank where only females are kept. Watch, coyote wanders into Los Angeles classroom. Look, Apple II manual signed by Steve Jobs auctioned for $787,484. Look, entangled fox rescued from soccer net at English home. Hospital in India vaccinates 30,000 in 1 week, earns Guinness record. Giant African land snail found at package distribution center in Britain. Watch, Boston woman attempting to visit every train station in record time. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Eerie animal mutilation again in Oregon, the 12th since 2017 and even more since 1990. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. San Francisco Airport protects endangered species until it boasts more of them than any place on Earth. Police dog trained to find weapons aces special assignment of finding lost diamond ring on a sandy beach. Teammates in golf foursome score 2 holes in 1 back-to-back, laughing, swearing and high-fives all round. Teen thought neighbors called the cops after he played noisy basketball so much. What's the sweet surprise he got instead? You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, August 21st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Coyote wanders into Los Angeles classroom. Middle schoolers lead effort to pardon wrongly convicted witch. There's a kangaroo on the lam in Lebanon County and no one has even reported one missing. Dog survives alligator attack in South Carolina that saw its tail bitten off. Black vultures are eating cows alive. Now, farmers can shoot the birds. Wally the walrus to get his own pontoon. Naked man arrested after floating down Nolichucky River. The sheriff's office says he sang God Bless the USA as he floated down river. A January 6 defendant could go back to jail after the government caught him streaming conspiracy theory content. Nude man stabs second nude man on Seattle sidewalk. Sexually frustrated sea snakes mistake scuba divers for potential mates. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Protect your passwords with this management system and form filler. How a simple crystal could help pave the way to full-scale quantum computing. AI can now identify footprints, but forensic experts won't get fired just yet. Someone ported Super Mario 64 to play in a browser, again. Atari claims Soulja Boy does not own the company. Analysis, Tesla's humanoid robot might be Elon's dumbest idea yet. FTC lawsuit seeks to force Facebook to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. Italian dude gets a QR code tattoo to prove he's COVID-free. With this training, you can learn to play the piano, guitar, and ukulele for under $30. Master the ins and outs of QuickBooks with this 5-course bundle of classes. The following headlines are from Science Daily. How schools of microswimmers can increase their cargo capacity. We can expect more emissions from oil refineries in the near-term future, analysis finds. Can isometric resistance training safely reduce high blood pressure? Fertility, key protein helps sperm do their job in timely fashion. New fossils show what the ancestral brains of arthropods looked like. Biodiversity, land use, threat to and opportunity for bumblebees. Female and young walruses depend on disappearing Arctic sea ice for food sources. Cloud shadows cue mini migrations. New imaging tool visualizes cell functions in a microphysiological system. Hundreds of millions of Africans lack basic means of preventing SARS-CoV-2 transmission, research finds. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, August 21st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA sets coverage, invites public to virtually join next cargo launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Sense of betrayal, Latter-day Saint intensive care unit doctor laments that more aren't vaccinated. His theater career soared like a balloon, filled with hot air. There's more than one position battle still going on with Bayou. Here's what's going on with the wide receivers. Angry chemistry teacher needed to go but she had some valid points, George Pyle writes. Harriman beats West behind 3 TD passes from quarterback Jack White. For Utah Jazz owner Ryan Smith, golf is a safe haven, except in the bunkers at the Utah Open. Bayou issues mask mandate for students and staff. Lawsuit alleges man was tased and beaten by SLCPD officers who told him he wasn't being detained. Counting Crows cancels Red Butte Garden show because the state won't allow a COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Salt Lake City Police Department, Millard County Sheriff's Office close missing person case from 1979. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Court rules California's gig worker initiative is unconstitutional. Facebook suppressed report that made it look bad. Cuttlefish remember the what, when, and where of meals, even into old age. China to launch uncrewed cargo ship to Xiangguang Station. India approves world's first DNA COVID vaccine. Google says geofence warrants make up 1/4 of all U.S. demands. Apple's anti-fraud chief said company was the greatest platform for distributing child porn. Cable TV lost 1.1 million subscribers last quarter. Android Auto for phone screens is shutting down. Tesla unveils Department of Justicia supercomputer, world's new most powerful AI training machine. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Brewery collectors congregate in St. Louis for 50th CA invention. Child care centers low on staff as waitlists grow for children. 5 children who died in East St. Louis apartment fire will be laid to rest this weekend. Man fatally shot in South St. Louis. Man charged with murder of officer who was killed on McKinley Bridge. Here's who Jeopardy! Host Alex Trebek wanted to replace him as host. Miles Mikolas to start against the Pirates after 75-game absence. St. Luke's Hospital visitors to show proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 test. Metro East School District to comply with state mask mandate after probation. U.S. not meeting goal for evacuations from Afghanistan. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Bodicum shows Chula Vista police encounter before man's death. Judge, California ride-hailing law is unconstitutional. Tennessee man who stole yacht in San Diego extradited for allegedly killing his grandmother. Explosive California wildfires could burn into December. Hospitalization spike in county as Delta variant surges, nearly 1,500 new cases reported. 2 killed in Rancho Bernardo crash were Navy sailors. San Diego County school districts deal with bus driver shortage. Should we be worried about another winter of COVID surges, lockdowns? Doctors weigh in. Throwing guru says pandemic, higher velocities behind more pitching injuries. Full FDA approval for Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine could come Monday, report says. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marine Corps robotic launcher becomes global sensation. U.S. Navy awards contract to Austal to modernize East Coast-based littoral combat ships. U.S. Air Force takes next step with new, low-cost Skyborg combat drones. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Meditative Buddha Mountain gets 10th anniversary director's cut. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Oakland Symphony conductor Michael Morgan dies at 63. Child tax credit, IRS unveils new feature to help avoid mailing delays. Animals rescued as cache fire destroys parts of Lake County. Battle of the Bay, Harrison, Marte lead Oakland defense, A's top Giants 4-1. North Bay family says man posing as delivery driver robbed their home. Homeless man shot to death in Vallejo, police say. East Oakland gets financial boost for small businesses. Judge, CA ride-hailing law is unconstitutional. 5 years later, murder of 22-year-old Berkeley musician remains unsolved. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Former Lake County correctional officer faces custodial sexual misconduct charges. The latest, 15 Romanians, 4 Bulgarians evacuated from Kabul. Wheeling cyclist killed in hit-and-run crash in Glenview. Girls volleyball, scouting DuPage County. Girls volleyball, scouting the Fox Valley area. Very concerned, local advocates will welcome Afghan refugees but press Biden to help more. Authorities release sketch of woman whose body was found in lake. Overall crime in Elgin down, but DUI, gunfire up in 2021. Mask mandate inside suburban Cook County public places restarts Monday. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Guppies, 24 must-have items every Seattleite needs to survive in the Emerald City. Study, Washington ranked 3rd cleanest state in U.S. Low youth immunization rates remain concerning for Washington health officials. Report, in July these cars, trucks sold the fastest in Seattle. Festivals, circus stunts, Jesus Christ Superstar ticket sales happening in Seattle this weekend. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclone Henri 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 1.083 million. Red alert for tropical cyclone Grace 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 7.678 million. Green alert for tropical cyclone Amaze 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Burkina Faso, Benin, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Ghana, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, August 21st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Live tracking Omri, storm upgrade to hurricane, what to know its path, landfall. Couple, baby, dog mysteriously found dead on hiking trail, toxic algae bloom considered the cause. It's really upsetting, students speak out against Catholic high school's gender pronoun policy. Boy steer car to safety after dad shot to death on East Freeway. Drivers attempt wrong way path to avoid Southwest Freeway congestion. Marines pull baby over barbed wire wall at Kabul airport amid chaotic evacuations, video. Thousands in Afghanistan wait nervously to see whether Biden follows through evacuation pledge. Grace makes landfall in Mexico as a Cat 3, Henri approaches New England. Rip current risk on the hottest weekend of summer. Barbecue joint owner won't remove unique sign after inspector's order, plans to fight city ordinance. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Biden sees dip in support amid new COVID cases, AP NORC poll. Though young and healthy, unvaccinated father dies of COVID. Parents get coached on how to escape mask and vaccine rules. Adolf-designed garden growing on Detroit's Belle Isle. The latest, EU, situation at Kabul airport very difficult. Merkel's bloc steps up German election fight amid poll sag. The latest, Central Park concert expected to draw thousands. Unmute us, marchers demand return of Dutch music festivals. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Photos, homecoming week hits Queens with DMC, $2 Howard, and George Clinton. City pledges to change policies investigating sexual misconduct in schools in settlement with students. Extra, bury your grief in a giant hole in Malibu. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. With 3 days left in office, Cuomo and his surrogates are still on the attack. After 2-year delay, MTA announces timeline for congestion pricing. A pop-up Ferris wheel is coming to Times Square. Legendary Tuscan butcher launches sandwich shop empire in Battery Park City. And years urged to be prepared as tropical storm Henri approaches the region. Germs spill from animals to humans all the time, even in New York. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Climate Change and Hunger in Madagascar, a UN resident coordinator blog. UN Deputy Chief praises resilience of Haiti's people, says incredible relief effort underway. Where did we go so wrong in Afghanistan? Internationally trained medical doctors sidelined in Canada. Were U.S. war profiteers the ultimate winners in battle-scarred Afghanistan? UN to survivors, victims of terrorism, you are not alone. No way out for imperiled Afghans, broader international response needed. Burkina Faso, UN chief condemns deadly attack on northern town, 80 reported dead. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Breaking, FBI clears Roger Stone, Alex Jones of Capitol storming involvement. Laredo mayor, we're overrun with illegals, so we're busing to other cities. NIT admits plastic COVID barriers provide false sense of security, could make things worse. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. What are the black lines on a school bus for? Country singer Tom T. Hall dies, wrote Harper Valley PTA. Justice Department seeks High Court input on remain in Mexico. Check out the winners of Nikon Small World in Motion video competition. Official Taliban websites abruptly go offline. AP urges DeSantis to end bullying aimed at reporter. No, Australian officials did not say they would seize and forcibly vaccinate 24K kids. Soccer player, Zaki Anbari, died falling from plane departing Kabul. New England preps for first hurricane in 30 years with Henri. Biden pledges to Americans in Kabul, "We will get you home." The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Fact-checking Biden's statements about Afghanistan. Malala Yousafzai has responded to Taliban takeover, plight of my Afghan sisters. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Extreme COVID surge causes water shortage in Orlando. Does the Delhi of mystery and magic still exist? Sandra O's the chair tells the rotten truth about academia's rigged games. Haiti struggles to dig out after earthquake and flooding. Top trans officer brief Ram on the military, marriage, and joining Space Force. The horrors of growing up in a pedophilic sex cult. Can Jeopardy! Recover from this Mike Richards disaster? Has the pandemic changed the way we dress and present ourselves forever? OnlyFans F-word you to sex workers is even nastier than you think. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Hundreds of released Gitmo detainees back to killing Americans. U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan tells citizens to stay away from Kabul airport. WWE SummerSlam 2021 live stream, time, how to watch the matches online. WWE SummerSlam predictions, expect some new champions. Celeb sommelier hobnobbed with wine industry elite days before arson arrest. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week, view the blue sturgeon moon. Check out these Capture the Dark astrophotography winners. What would this cyclic model of the universe mean for the Big Bang? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden administration backs ending regulations protecting gray wolves. Elon Musk reveals Tesla is building a humanoid robot. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. SeaWorld San Diego's youngest orca dies suddenly. South Carolina GOP leader who opposed masks and supported vaccine hesitancy dies from COVID. Fire risk causes GM to recall Chevy Bolt worldwide. Man on meth breaks into California jail, gets arrested, cops. Larry Harlow, salsa pioneer from Brooklyn, dead at 82. Internal investigation clears officer who killed Capitol stormer Ashley Babbitt during January 6 uprising. Biden vows to complete troubled evacuation from Kabul airport amid chaos. We have a mission to complete. Man killed at historic London cemetery in suspected homophobic attack. 1 arrested. Demand for COVID antibody drug soars in hard-hit states. The following headlines are from military.com. Additional charges filed against former Marines in gun plot. A research team hopes to get every sailor to wear a sleep tracker, and they have big plans for the data. U.S. Hellas pick up Kabul evacuees, Biden focuses on rescues. At least 100 Naval Academy students cheated on a physics test, 18 have been expelled. USS Constitution honors Vietnam War veterans in harbor tour. Man charged after allegedly sneaking onto Fort Drum to steal a Humvee, injuring a soldier. Ramstein Air Base readies for possible airlifts of Afghanistan evacuees. Undercount, famous C-17 flight filled with more Afghan evacuees than first thought, setting record. Army won't press charges against Fort Sill instructors accused of sexually assaulting a trainee. No charges for National Guard mishandled sex assault cases. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. 1 dead, at least 9 wounded in shooting since Friday evening, police say. After decades of allegations, one of R. Kelly's accusers finally testified against him in a criminal courtroom last week, and more are on deck. Man shot and killed on Red Line train in Fuller Park, 4 others injured in a shooting at a nearby business minutes earlier. Cook County issues indoor mask mandate as Delta surge pushes Illinois COVID-19 cases higher than spring's third wave. Former R. Kelly manager tells NY jury he bribed a Chicago official to get phony ID for Aaliyah. Biden to nominate Rahm Emanuel as ambassador to Japan after months of speculation. Another new speed camera is set to start ticketing drivers in Chicago this weekend after citation minimum lowered to 6 miles per hour over the limit. Kenosha sees uneven recovery 1 year after Jacob Blake shooting and civil unrest. Like seeing in color after being colorblind, after 12 years in prison for controversial stash house conviction, Dwayne White tastes freedom. Illinois lawmakers to convene August 31st to make post-census fixes to Democrat-drawn legislative maps. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Diving among ancient ruins where Romans used to party. Grace makes landfall in Mexico as major hurricane. China allows couple's third child amid demographic crisis. Florida mayor urges water limits because of COVID-19 surge. Biden backs anti-wolf protections but hunting worries grow. Here comes the sun, planetary scientists find evidence of solar-driven change on the moon. Researchers open a path toward quantum computing in real-world conditions. Study proposes new ways to estimate climate change impacts on agriculture. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, August 21st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. These citizen science projects are perfect for a new school year. Having nightmares about going maskless or back to work? You're not alone. Why we laugh at the most inappropriate times and what it says about us. This California company is making furniture from corn husks. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Coronavirus Daily News Updates, August 21st, what to know today about COVID-19 in the Seattle area, Washington State and the world. After tragedy, these Buryan teens confronted violence in their community through art. Human trafficking, forced labor suspected at cannabis farm. Even without Zoom meetings, the 1980s home office posed challenges of space, boundaries and balance. 5 perfect rose varieties for a Pacific Northwest garden. Liverpool beats Burnley 2-0 before full house at Anfield. Unmute Us, martyrs demand return of Dutch music festivals. Spanish writer Valverde to have surgery on broken collarbone. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Cupertino community briefs for the week of August 27th. Find out which countries are welcoming U.S. tourists back. Gully Vineyards debuts Los Gatos tasting room. Marin County mandates COVID vaccine or tests for police, fire corps. Marin leads state with low unemployment rate as employers struggle to hire. New COVID-19 outbreak reported at San Quentin State Prison. Santa Cruz County rallies against sexually violent predator placement. Hero Ranch mourns loss of Chef Chompy Campos. The youngest orca at SeaWorld San Diego just died suddenly. Alameda County program counters health industry racism experienced by Black expectant mothers. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden's push for more regulation of broadband rekindles Obama-era fears of price controls. Christina Pushaw, Ron DeSantis press secretary, suspended from Twitter amid Associated Press feud. Country singer Tom T. Hall dies, wrote Harper Valley PTA. Democratic centrists split over $3.5 trillion spending bill. Lloyd Austin contradicts Joe Biden, says fleeing Americans have been beaten by the Taliban. Homeland Security begs Supreme Court to block revival of Remain in Mexico policy. Rally planned near U.S. Capitol to demand justice for January 6 detainees. U.S. troops at Kabul airport went outside the gates to pull Americans to safety. Los Angeles Times column, Larry Elder: the black face of white supremacy. Biden nominates Rahm Emanuel as ambassador to Japan. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The international response to the Taliban's ascent will shape Afghans' fate. Anand Gopal and Richard Ojeda on Afghanistan. Congressman seeking to relaunch Afghan war made millions in defense contracting. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. High school football preview, the top 10 running backs. Just like Broadway musical, Notre Dame safety Kyle Hamilton has been a hit. Red Stars fighting exhaustion late in the season. Fire benefit as players return from international duty. Predictions for the Sky's new starting five. 1 killed, 12 wounded, including 9-year-old, in shootings across Chicago Friday. Madden 22 game review, time to remember that art is still art. Don't pick UNLV, and other important college football betting strategies. Projecting Blackhawks 2021 to 2022 depth chart, how will a crowded field sort out? Justin Fields, too good to be true. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Celeb Tracker, today's 20 best celeb moments. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G, first impressions. NTPC starts India's largest floating solar plant in Andhra. Liverpool beat Burnley to make it 2 wins from 2. Amazon sale, laptops from HP, Lenovo up to 50% off. Meghalaya leaders receive extortion notices from militant group. Assam, 15 arrested for supporting Taliban on social media. India's new 3-dose COVID vaccine for 12 plus, things to know. Demand for COVID antibody drug soars in hard-hit U.S. states. Stills from famous movies made on Afghanistan. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Dan Patrick blames Black Americans for COVID surge. Rice moves classes online again because of Delta. Texans 53-man roster beginning to take shape. Concurrent opens, Net Bar expands, the Loop Churros next week. Governor Abbott moves further to the right. Things to do, the best things to eat and drink in Houston this weekend. The year of the tall woman has been interesting. The next headlines are about world records making news. France's Hoya breaks U20 110 hurdles world record again, France 24. 19-year-old pilot seeks new world record, CGTN. Dubai now home to world's deepest pool at 196 feet, swam. There's a new world record for the most expensive video game ever sold, Clutch Points. Watch, Sifan Hassan's incredible pursuit of world record greatness, Yard Barker. World record holding breakdancing circus group comes to Assembly Festival Garden, Coventry live. Athletics Hassan comes up short in quest for 5,000th world record, WTVB News. Pre-Classic Roundup, Francine Nyanzawa had record-setting return to Eugene, the register guard. Mumbai hospital vaccinates 30,000 people in a week, sets Guinness World Record, Times Now. Prefontaine Classic, a preview of what to watch during Saturday's meet, the register guard. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. A complete guide to not getting hacked. In a win for gig workers, Uber-backed Prop 22 ruled unconstitutional by California judge. No, your Acorns account wasn't hacked, that email was a mistake. A notorious hacker gang claimed to be selling data on 70 million AT&T subscribers. If Star Wars is going to rename Boba Fett's ship, it probably won't be fire spray. Extreme weather is getting deadlier. Marvel's latest Shang-Chi clip is 60 seconds of martial arts radness. Oxygen for water treatment diverted to Orlando hospitals dealing with COVID-19 surge. Like Marvel's Eternals, Funko Pops will never die. There's a coffee-drinking figure in the nebula of this week's toys. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amra in Iraq at 116.96 degrees Fahrenheit or 47.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Weid in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Hydrogen lobbyist quits, slams oil company's false claims about blue hydrogen. On Roblox, kids learn it's hard to earn money making games. Now that machines can learn, can they unlearn? Report, Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine may get full FDA approval Monday. US's jump in vaccinations amid devastating Delta surge. New Jeopardy! Host Mike Richards resigns on first day of production. Tesla bot is the company's troubled autopilot system in humanoid form. Google is killing Android Auto for phones, if you even know what that is. Tropical storm Henri will make landfall in the northeastern United States. Electric vehicles feature in 2022 World Car Awards contenders. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Republicans are tiptoeing around Trump as they maneuver to replace him as the face of the party, report. How staunch atheists show higher morals than the proudly pious. Monstrous Ron DeSantis scorched after Florida COVID crisis leads to water shortage. AP fires back at Florida's Ron DeSantis for bullying its reporter. The party is in ruins, Minnesota GOP reeling as sex and money scandal consumes the leadership. Why anti-vaxxers' attitudes fit so perfectly with far-right ideology across the globe. How the media enables the political minority to steal the majority's freedoms. Stay the hell out of Fulton County, Georgia official issues warning to Marjorie Taylor Greene on CNN. Biden counters right-wing critics, any American who wants to come home, we will get you home. Top Democrat blasts Ted Cruz with Afghanistan blame, dozens of key national security positions are vacant. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Capitol riot charges against an InfoWars host could spell trouble for Alex Jones. Gig company's ballot measure was just ruled unconstitutional in California. Scientists blindsided by rain at the summit of Greenland's ice cap. The perils of magical environmental thinking. CDC study, Black and Latinx adults died at startlingly higher rates during the pandemic. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went on Fox News to blame the COVID surge on Black people. Biden to Americans in Afghanistan, we will get you home. Biden's team erases $5.8 billion in student debt for borrowers with severe disabilities. I'll take quit in disgrace for $800. Texas Governor Greg Abbott banned mask mandates, schools pushed back, and won, for now. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Father constructs 40-foot rocket for his UMD-bound daughter Ali Bayer, Bemidji pioneer. Would discovery of aliens affect creator debate, Arkansas Online. UFOs, debates about a creator lifestyles GoshenNews.com, Goshen News. Highly religious Americans are less likely to believe intelligent life exists on other planets, survey says, The Washington Post. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Aptenics, APTX, gains 5.43% on strong volume August 20th, equities.com. 20 engaging homeschool ideas for preschoolers plus kindergartners, Motherly Incorporated. Subsynaptic positioning of ampers by LRRTM to control synaptic strength, science advances. From a crime to a cure, psychedelics enter a new altered state, San Francisco Business Times, San Francisco Business Times. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The upside of the pandemic, our planet is healing, Motherly Incorporated. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, August 21st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Senator Barry Goldwater believes aliens are visiting Earth, 1973. Help expose the UFO nukes link, former ICBM launch officer Bob Salas GoFundMe effort. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.